Hey guys, welcome back. I'm with my beautiful husband, Anthony, and our dog and cat, another dog who will be jumping around while we do this. And we are continuing conversation on the 36 questions you ask somebody to fall in love with them. So I'm already in love with this guy, so that helps. But we are continuing on with the questions being asked. So the next one is, what roles do love and affection play in your life? I guess you want to start with this one?
What roles do love and affection play?
Hold on. Oh. Yeah, go in that room. Okay. So what roles do love and affection play in your life?
I will start with love.
Our dog is playing with a squeaky ball. Hey, sweetie, come on in that room.
I don't think she's going to stay there.
Good.
What role does it play in my life? I would have to say that love for me plays a large part in my life to what binds our relationship. It also is what fuels my work. I try to connect in my work with a deep sense of love, a love for my community, a love for the people I serve. And I try to navigate the work that I do through a healing space, and I feel like the greatest medicine for healing is love. So I would say love is a very central part of my life. Affection, I think, is very central to our relationship, but I don't know if I get affection so much outside of it.
For me, I would say love and affection is probably so central to my life. Like, I view love as being the force of God. And the reason that we're here and the reason that we are incarnate on this planet is to receive love and to give love. And part of the way we show that is through the affection we have for each other emotionally and physically. And one of the things I love about our relationship is just how immensely affectionate you are, and how much I receive that from you, and how much love I get from you, and vice versa. And I think our goal as people is to create a space where love and affection is one of the predominant feelings and emotions and experiences that surround us. And so I feel like it is central to my life, largely because of my relationship with you, and I want more of it even. Next question.
All right.
Alternate sharing something that you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5 items.
Oh, we have to alternate, that's right. Your spirit. So your soul, your spirituality. Yeah.
I'm going to start with your humility. As brilliant and as kind and successful as the person you are, you're so deeply humble and grounded and rooted and salt of the earth.
I would say your talent. I think you're an immensely talented person.
Your kindness. How no one would ever know if you didn't like them, because you were never rude, you were never cruel, you were never unkind. Even those you find incredibly challenging, you are always treat them with respect and dignity, and are such just a genuinely beautiful soul.
I would say your mind.
That was going to be my next one.
I think it is beautiful and brilliant, and the way that you process things. And I know we joke or we talk a little bit about you being neurodivergent, but I find that to be so beautiful. I don't think that's a deficit at all. It's actually, I think, one of your superpowers. It's the way that you process information. It's just absolutely delightful.
Yeah, I was also going to say your mind. I just love your philosophy and how you see deeper meanings and deeper ideas in even very simple situations. I love your spirituality, which I think for you comes so much from your philosophy, and just how you articulate your view and experience of the world is just magical.
And then I would say
Number
4 would be your reality. And you and I have talked about that. I don't really think there's like one stable reality, right? Like that we all have our own reality. And the way in which you approach life in the fantasy world that you create, or the way in which you see the world as fantastical, is something I absolutely love and find so attractive about you. And it's the world I want to live in. And so I so appreciate the narrative you set and that world you build that includes me in it.
Thank you. Definitely this idea that there is no one objective reality, so create a reality that you want to live in, because it could be this banal, horrible world where everything happens for no reason and life is chaos, or you can believe in something where life is interconnected and things happen for a reason and life is beautiful and magical, and I'd rather live in that one. Number 4 for you is something I appreciate is how ridiculously sexy you are in so many capacities to me. Like, I was working out across from him at the gym today. I'm just like looking across being like, woof. But I'm very grateful I find you so deeply physically attractive, but I just think everything about you is attractive. The way you treat others, the way you hold yourself, the way you think, the way you talk, the way you like to eat, the way, like, everything about you is like magical to me.
So we're on the same steps. The 5th one for me was, and ditto to all that, I think all the things I've mentioned is sexy and attractive. But the 5th one would just be your physicality. Like, I think you're absolutely gorgeous, from your hair to your toes. And I always comment on how much I love your little toes. But I just think every part of you is attractive and beautiful and glorious. And so in every iteration, you've been thinner, you've been bigger, you've been, your physicality changes, but what doesn't is how beautiful I think it is and how attractive I am to you. So I think that'd be the 5th.
For 5th for me, I'm going to end with what you started with, which is your spirit. And more, what I'm going to say about it is something me and my husband have come to appreciate more and more over the years, is how we really do feel like mirror images of each other. That we talk about the idea of being one spirit in 2 different bodies, and to just, I so appreciate about you this feeling of twin souls, and feeling like I have somebody else on the planet with me who is also me, who I also get to experience the world through and to get to share so much with, and how delighted I am by your beautiful spirit.
Yay.
Next question. These get very vulnerable.
How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people?
Should we answer this about each other's family? Do you want to start?
I will start. Let me read this again. How close and warm is your family? It's hard to, I think, because you just don't have a lot of families to compare it to. I will say the sense of my family, and if we do family as extended family.
Your extended family, yeah, is lovely.
I do think there are parts, and I'm Latino by heritage, and so Latinos are known to have quite the kind of warm, tight-knit family. And I think parts of my family were like that. But I think for the most part, it wasn't a warm and fuzzy family. And I think part of that was circumstantial. I think part of that was cultural by like how my parents were brought up.
Mm-hmm.
I think both my mom and dad were not brought up in really touchy-feely, huggy type families. Probably more than some, because we are Latinos, so there is a little bit more of that than like your average maybe Western white household. Uh, but there just was also a lot of struggle in the beginning of our family, and we did not respond to that in like a warm, embracing type way.
Yeah.
So.
Did you feel your childhood was happier than the average or less so?
No, I don't feel so.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I would hope not. I would hope people would have a happier.
We both had really significant childhood trauma.
Yeah.
You know, mine I've been pretty open about on this channel. He has his own stories, which are private. Yeah, we both struggled a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so same, my childhood was far less happier than the average. And I've talked a lot about this on this channel. And do I have a warm, close and warm family? In some ways, my family's very warm. I mean, they're very smothering, I think would actually be the word. They're like a warm blanket that just suffocates you. And, you know, I think they're, in some ways they're close, in other ways not so much. Our cat is eating a fake plant right now, so
Yes,
she's getting
trying to.
lots of good plastic in here. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. Enough about families. All right, the next one. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Oh, God, these are fun ones. In some ways, like you, I admire my mother. My mother, you know, was the breadwinner of my family for a long time when I was a kid. My dad was depressed for 15 years, and my mom worked 3 jobs and took care of us. But it's a complicated relationship. My mother, you know, in a lot of ways made me her surrogate husband. And there was a lot of inappropriate emotional connection there. And there was a lot of really inappropriate expectations that she wanted me to live my life for her. She wanted me to have a certain job, a certain type of life, a certain type of career, because it would make her feel valid. And that's a very hard thing. But there's a lot I love about my mom and a lot of respect I have for her. But it's been a challenging relationship to navigate.
How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Yeah, I think...
His mother thinks I'm Satan.
I don't think she thinks you're Satan.
She hopes I will die soon.
I don't think she hopes you will
She does
die.
hope we will get divorced.
I don't know about that, but... yeah, I think it's been challenging the past few years, especially because of the clash between you and her, which has brought some things to the surface. But, you know, I think it's complicated, and I can really appreciate when people hold complexity in relationships, because people are complex, right? And for a large part of my childhood and young adult, I revered my mother, you know, and I think there was a lot of qualities that warranted that, you know, as far as she could have very well been a statistic, and we could have very well been a statistic of, you know, a childhood pregnancy and having a son from, you know, a Latino background in the south side of San Antonio. I mean, nothing looked bright in that scenario. And to think that, you know, through... And I do think part of it is through the lessons we learned, I was able to have the life I have now, as opposed to in spite of, you know. And so I'm very grateful for some of that, but it wasn't easy.
And I think both of us recognize the fact that both of our mothers have mental health issues that they're not getting support on. You know, that they both need to be in therapy.
Yeah, you know, and I think that can be really stigmatizing for people. So I think that's, you know, it's hard to talk about where the people, I think, in which we're referring to find a lot of stigma in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of unresolved pain. A lot of unresolved pain. And it keeps expressing itself. And, yeah, it's hard.
Next question. Make 3 true we statements. For instance, we are both in this room feeling. We are both beautiful inside, outside. We glow with inner light. We are both kind. We are both motivated by love.
We are both creating a life that is mission aligned. We are both committed to growth. And we are both deeply in love with one another.
Thank you.
So complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share
Blank. I don't have an answer to that because I do feel like I can share everything. I feel like my needs are filling up that way.
You have to complete the sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share.
I have nothing. I'm content.
So I would say, and now this is tapping into my childhood, I wish I had someone I could, and maybe I'm going to change this, have shared my whole growing up experience with. Yeah, there's something kind of almost lonely in that, and maybe this isn't right, but just a fantasy of, I wish I had someone else that had gone through something similar with a different perspective, or a perspective I could share with. So
I appreciate that. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what is important for him or her to know. Well, you are my best friend.
So if someone was going to wants to become a close friend to me, what should they know? If you were going to become a close friend with your partner,
what would they need to know about you?
Yeah, that's how I'm reading.
Okay, shall I go first?
Sure. To be a good friend.
To you. They need to be smart. They need to own their shit. They need to show up when they say they're going to show up and make an effort. They need to be kind. And they need to enjoy watching horror films and drinking whiskey.
This is very good. If you wanted to be a close friend to my partner, the things that you should know is you have to, one, be willing to be vulnerable. 2, willing to be loyal. 3, value laughter. 4, desire deep, meaningful conversations. And 5, be very, very kind.
I appreciate that. Next one.
Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you may not say to someone you've just met.
Oh.
Tell your partner what you like about them. I feel like we've been doing that this
I
whole
know,
time.
right?
Be very honest this time. Saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met.
I love everything about you. This is something we say frequently, but it's like the universe asked for my checklist of everything I want and need in a partner, gave me that, and then things I didn't even know I wanted or needed, but they knew that I would like. Like, I could never imagine having a partner so perfect for me. A partner who balances me so well and grounds me and cheerleads me and makes me become a better person and loves me unconditionally. Like, even in the moments where we've struggled in our partnership and we've questioned, should we continue moving forward together? it's been nothing but unconditional love and support and kindness, and there are not enough words to describe how revered I think, how I hold you. You are the most magnificent person I've ever met. I tell it to everybody I meet who asks me about my husband. I say, he's the best man I know. And I could not imagine a better life partner, and I could not imagine a life without you. You've become the central tentpole of my life. And I wouldn't want to have an experience of this world without you as my soulmate, partner, best friend, confidant, playmate.
Thank you. Tell your partner what you like most, what you like about them. Besides everything I've already listed. I think we both struggle a little bit from abandonment issues, and but we may respond to them both a little bit differently. And something that I love about you is your unwavering faith in our relationship. Because I think sometimes when it gets really hard, I question whether or not you would be happier without me. And if I'm really able to provide everything for you, and unwaveringly, you always say yes, even when I sometimes feel or have doubts or I'm responding to trauma, my past trauma, and it's making me want to run. Yeah, that's something I'm so grateful, so love about you, is that you have the strength that sometimes I feel I lack.
Thank you. Woo! This is fun, isn't it? Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life.
I know something that just came to mind.
Go ahead.
Oh my god, so I was at a work meeting. And this wasn't too long ago. I'm a couple of years ago, so within the last, I would say, 5-6 years. And I was very gassy, and I thought, oh, I just need a fart. And not only did that happen, but out came something in the middle of a meeting. And I was like, I think that was more than just a fart. And so I had to go to the bathroom, and there, behold, I had pooped in my pants. So I was so mortified that I took them off, my underwear, and was trying to figure out what to do, and so ended up shoving them down the trash can, and yes, it was very embarrassing.
I mean, along those lines, you've been with me through so many embarrassing moments, but this summer we were at an event on a cruise ship, and I tend to be very gassy, and I tend to not walk out of the room to release it. And I did it in the middle of the party, and everyone around us was like, what the fuck is going on? And I admitted it was me, and they required us to open the cabin door, so a very strong breeze could come through, and I also can relate to that.
So we both had farting embarrassing
It's true.
times.
When did you last cry in front of another person or by yourself?
I will say, first thing that comes to mind is shed a tear, teared up. And it was, what's today, Saturday? It was Thursday. And I was at a work conference, an HIV conference in DC, United States Conference on HIV/AIDS. And it's a community conference, and it was during a lunch plenary, and the title of the whole conference was a love letter to Black women. And it was such a moving, kind of theatrical storytelling, personal, kind of people sharing their experience. Yeah, that it moved me to tears. And I was at a lunch with my colleagues, and got very emotional.
Mine's kind of a cop-out, but I've been crying every day lately, every time I go to the gym and start stretching. So I don't know what's going on with me. Also, while meditating too, I've been crying every time. So I've been very weepy lately, and it's not been emotional, it's just been like very physical, like tears. So yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. I am seeing on my camera that my battery is about to run out, and so we still have like 6 questions left. So I think we're gonna pause it here, and we can finish this with a part 3 sometime soon. How about that?
Sounds good.
Sound good? Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. We'll have more next time.